Live button. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another Breakthrough Business Mastery Give Back Facebook Live. And I'm really excited today. We have chances at times to connect with people that are meant to be in your life for just a little bit, and then those for life. And I'm really excited that Jenn is that for me. So welcome, Jenn.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to do this morning live with you. So exciting.
Well, we're going to have some fun because, in business, we have looked at networking as one of those really vital areas to build a successful business. And I know that you have a very successful group. I have had the privilege of presenting and talking with them a couple of times now. They're really fantastic. But what I know is that doesn't happen by chance. It's a very on-purpose focused mindset that you have had in order to create that space and also the intention for what people are getting out of it. So share with us your group and what it's all about.
Oh, thank you for asking. Well, originally I started a free networking group for 5 years. And then recently I just took a handful of people and brought them to a new group called the Real Group. And so that stands for relationships, executing on what you learn, massive accountability, and you've got to keep learning. So we're called the Real Group. And we're a collective group of entrepreneurs or retail owners or business owners that truly want to rise and succeed even through this pandemic. So we've been doing a lot of great things together.
So you did this. I love the name, by the way. Um, what was it that made you decide to do it on your own instead of just going to networking? Because you have another business. What is your business?
So I also do Rodan and Fields, and I absolutely love it. I love that it's life changing, and I think that's kind of my core passion is just find ways to help people change their lives. But there's kind of a unique twist to it. You've really got to listen. You've got to listen to what people actually need, and I find that it's a struggle for a lot of people. And I developed this group because we saw the pandemic coming. We saw what it was doing to people's mindset. And I wanted to change that. I wanted to give them hope that, you know what, this is not going to crush us. We need just to pivot and we need to do different actions to get there and rise. So that's why I started the Real Group, is just to help people that where, you know what, they're heavy hitters, but they're struggling a little bit trying to navigate through all of this mess.
Something that just occurred to me is that through your own business of Rodan and Fields, where you're creating the inner and outer beauty with people so that they can show up in a genuine fashion, that's what you've actually created in the Real Group. You're allowing people to show up in their genuineness, in their authenticity, and to be able to put themselves out into the world, even through the pandemic, and to be able to have the best possible outcome of what we're going through. So that was I just saw that picture in my head just now as you were sharing that. So let's talk about the networking elements. What do you see? So a lot of people are out there, they're looking for a networking group. And by the way, everybody that's watching, we're going to put Jenn's contact information down below. I would really recommend you reaching out to her and seeing if the Real Group is good for you. I have no economic gain in this. This is just something I believe in. I believe in Jenn. I believe in the group. But what would you see as the elements for successful networking? What would a person look for, whether it be the Real Group or one of the other many groups out there? What would you suggest they look for in the group that would be the right fit?
I think one of the things that we need to look for when we go and research a group that makes us feel like we belong and that we're actually going to grow is the quality of people in it. And that's why I am very determined to collect those people who are giving to others, who are open to success ideations, to provide valuable introductions and referral sources, and who are willing to truly build that grit to actually take action. And action, when we step out of our comfort zone, that's where we all know that growth really happens. But many of us, we'll dabble in it a little bit and we'll stop. That's not this group. We're going full force. And I think what we're looking for is individuals and business owners all across the world who are willing to do the same thing, because when we rise, we help each other rise as a group. And that's where we want to be. We don't want to sit idling anymore. And we don't want to be in the same place we were last year. So this group has specific strategies, and that's what makes it different.
Years ago, I ran a networking group just like yours. And one of the things that I, determined for myself is I wanted to bring more qualified leads to the group. That's the interesting thing about leads groups, is sometimes the pressure to bring a lead and to really have a quota stimulates maybe leads that are not quite up to par, or maybe they're just what I call phone book leads. We're picking somebody and, just to have something to turn in. But it took me almost a year before I got my first referral, because at that moment, I was in the middle of my financial planning career, and I almost quit. And I went to my wife and I just said, is this worth the time and energy? And she said, well, hang in there just a little bit more. And what happened is, once it started, it produced over $100,000 of income to me for the next 5 years. And so are you finding that as sometimes people think they're going to get a big financial result right in the beginning. Is there a gestation period? What are you seeing with the attitude of people, not only in the real group, but just in general networking that you've experienced?
It takes a while, and especially if you're not truly showing your authentic self, other than what you do for a business. It could take a while, but if you get kind of in that mindset to show yourself right away, I think that you have a better, faster, quicker flow of the right people that kind of flock your way. And that's where growth happens.
So when we're really looking at, the elements for the secrets to success in networking, one of the things I like doing in these type of programs is literally giving, the keys to it. So if you were to boil down 3 things for the listeners today, what would they look for let's break it down in a little different way. I've never done this. What would be 3 things that they would look for in a group for benefiting them? And then what would you say are the 3 keys of what they could bring to the group as far as an attitude, or, those elements? So let's do 2 sides of this. What's in it for them, and then what's in it for the people that they're engaging with?
In this group, you're going to learn how to give. You're going to learn how to truly grow. And you're going to learn that those 2 components are going to allow you to gain. So if somebody's looking for a group, it really has to do with strategies as well. So those are 4 things, but those are the key words that I would that I have to provide for the real group if somebody is interested in kind of taking a look at it. And
Yeah.
what was the second question?
What for expectations coming, to the group, what would I expect as a return on my investment of connecting with the real group or any other networking opportunity? And also, what's in it for the group? What do I look to bring to the group as a benefit as a member?
You're going to, if I'm looking outside and trying to get into this group, I'm already successful. So I want to bring my success ideas and strengths into this group, as well as my own network, because I know if I'm going to be giving those things are going to come back to me 10 times faster.
So what I'm hearing is it would be a collaboration.
It's going to be a big collaboration, a lot of action, and a lot of stepping out of, your comfort zone more than you have already.
And we hear a lot about that. I talk a lot about that, stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping into your own celebrity, your credibility to be seen. What do you think is the number one reason people don't do that?
I see a lot of people have a ceiling and maybe they don't even realize it. I see goals that aren't big enough. And I see that if you truly have a humongous goal that actually scares you, and I know we hear that all the time, but do we actually do it? If you even reach a portion of that, you've exceeded what you've done the day before. So I think people have a ceiling and they don't realize it until somebody comes to them and says, you know what? You can do better than that. You can gain more than that. So why is the ceiling actually happening? So it's a lot of questions that we need to ask ourselves too.
It is. And one of the things that I know that I've experienced in my interaction with the Real Group is it's a safe place. And I think that would be one of the key things for people to look at is whether or not it's a group of where it's all about them and how much they can gain from you. On the reverse is that if it's a nurturing, it just sounds like it's a woo-woo. It's not woo-woo, but if it's a safe place to where I'm receiving and giving, so it's a symbiotic relationship, that would be a key as well. And that's what I've seen with the Real Group. So real quick, how do people get a hold of you? What is it, what's the best way for any person that would like to connect and find out more?
Email is the best way to get a hold of me. And I'll put it in the comments here, but it is JENNS as in Sam, RF @gmail.com. Pretty simple, easy.
Cool. Well, I normally like to have these give back programs to be that 15 to 20 minutes. And we're kind of coming up to that 15-minute mark. And one of the things that I always do, and I never tell my guests that I'm going to do this, what is the last word? What would you like if you were to just see someone in your mind's eye that is maybe struggling a little bit? They're wondering what to do to finish the year, to start the next year. What would you like to say to them?
I would like to say if somebody's struggling, they just really want to meet their goal, do not give up. I mean, you need to fight until the last hour, and a lot of magic happens when you push yourself past that mindset of, you know what, I'm not going to make it. Keep going. And you know what? Grab onto that magic. You owe it to yourself.
Jenn, it's really been fun. As I told you before, we started the Facebook Live. We're friends forever. I really believe in what you're doing, not only in the Real Group, but in your Rodan and Fields. And I know there's a lot of different programs out there. This is not a commercial to get people to buy stuff. But what I wanted to do was to really showcase the legitimate areas that are there for people to connect to that will enhance them, not only in the short term, but in the long run. And this is a marathon that we're all in, not a sprint. And having people in our corner, having people that, really have our best interests as well as theirs, then it makes the journey worthwhile. And so, Jenn, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And everyone listening, please reach out to Jenn and just find out if that is a good fit for you. So with that, we'll see you on the next Facebook Live. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, Gary.